Hello everyone, my name is Jack, and this is Homebrew Heroes, where I share with you all some homebrew content for the game Dungeons & Dragons. Today, I'll continue my trend of not covering homebrew content, and instead I'll go over the newly released subclasses from Unearthed Arcana that came out on September 5th, 2019. The new subclasses are for the Sorcerer and for the Warlock, with each of them gaining some aberrant and alien-like subclasses, as well as a new cantrip to play with. I hope you like tentacles!
Dan Dillon, who was the lead designer on this Unearthed Arcana, has been referring to the whole article, because also of the Warlock subclass in it, as just tentacles, tentacles, tentacles.
If you want to know more about these subclasses, the link to them can be found in the description below, as well as my previous Unearthed Arcana video, where I go over the newest Barbarian and Monk subclasses. With that said, let's begin. The first subclass takes the Sorcerer and taints their body and mind with the alien powers of the Far Realm. The Aberrant Mind origin will grant the Sorcerer some powerful psionic powers to unleash, and will let them alter their physical form to gain the upper hand. The first feature is Invasive Thoughts. As a bonus action, you can create a telepathic link with another creature that you can see. As long as the creature can speak one language, you two can speak to each other mentally for up to 10 minutes. It's similar to the Great Old One Warlock's Awakened Mind feature, except that the Warlock doesn't need a bonus action to do this. It's unclear if the Sorcerer needs to see the creature for all the 10 minutes if they don't want to lose their call, or if they can set up the connection, split up, then talk to each other from a long distance. This can provide a great way to talk to your allies or to give each other information when separated. You also gain some psionic spells from this origin, letting you access some spells like Arms of Hadar, Calm Emotions, Sending, Evard's Black Tentacles, and Modify Memory. Hopefully this means the other Sorcerer subclasses will gain their own unique spells down the line. That would be swell.
Well, now are you going to go back and change the player's handbook subclasses? No, we're not.
Another level 1 feature you'll gain is Warped Being. Your aberrant origin has granted you a special form of protection. Depending on how you got this gift, your protection can range from a coating of viscous slime, to scales, to invisible psychic barriers. Regardless of its form, it will give you an AC of 13, plus your dexterity modifier, while you are unarmored. The next feature is Psionic Sorcery at level 6. When you cast one of the 10 psionic spells that you gained at level 1, you have the option of casting it with a spell slot, or with your sorcery points. If you use your sorcery points, you must spend a number of points equal to the spell's level to cast it. However, if you cast it with your sorcery points, you won't need any of your components, letting you cast them without being counterspelled or in situations that will prevent you from performing those spells. You also gain Psychic Defenses at level 6 as well. This will grant you resistance to psychic damage and advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened. The level 14 feature is Revelation in Flesh. As a bonus action, you can spend some of your sorcery points to alter your body with aberrant features based on your origin. There are 4 benefits you can choose from, and you have to spend 1 sorcery point for each benefit. So if you want all 4 benefits, you'll have to spend 4 sorcery points. These transformations last for 1 minute, and they are as followed. By growing gills from your neck or developing webbed fingers, you can gain a swimming speed equal to your walking speed, and the ability to breathe underwater. For rubbing yourself with shiny mucus, you can gain a flying speed equal to your walking speed. By covering yourself in gear and tasty grease or slime, you can squeeze through any narrow spaces, and you can spend 5 feet of movement to escape restraints or grapples. By turning your eyes completely black or grow sentry tendrils, you'll be able to sense any hidden or invisible creatures within 60 feet of you. The final feature is Warp Reality. As an action, you can create a reality warping aura around yourself that has a radius of 20 feet for 1 minute. The form of this aura will depend on your origin, which can range from rippling psychic energy to ephemeral parasites. You can choose any number of creatures to be unaffected with this aura, but if anyone else starts their turn in it, they'll take 2d10 psychic damage. The area that's in the aura will also become difficult terrain, making it difficult for those affected by it to escape its grasp. While the aura is still active, you can perform a bonus action to teleport everyone in the aura with you to another location that they can see and that is within 1 mile away. What I love about this is that you could technically teleport any nearby enemies with you as well. So if you happen to just teleport 1 mile straight up into the sky and change your form with Revelation in Flesh so that you can fly, you can have a chance to kill those nearby enemies with fall damage, combining psychic powers with the laws of physics. I love it! The Aberrant Mind origin is the sorcerer's take on the Goo Warlock. Instead of being a servant of the Lovecraftian gods, they become a victim of their madness and influence. I like the freedom to choose what form these creatures take on, and the little descriptions that they've added to provide some flavor text on how their powers may operate and different from others. As a fan of the bizarre Great Old Ones, especially when my first character was actually a Great Old One Warlock, I think this subclass is a fun take on them and provides another way to play with their alien powers. And you can finally have a role-playing excuse to cover yourself in grease or slime. That's the big takeaway from this.
Frank?
Oh my God.
What the hell did you do to yourself?
I just want to be pure.
The new Warlock subclass is the Lurker in the Deep, which may or may not have a ton of tentacles. May it be a kraken or a primordial, these warlocks will operate as the eyes and ears of these entities as they travel on land, giving their masters information to fuel their secret agendas. The Lurker will provide their warlocks with some new spells, such as Thunderwave, Gust of Wind, Lightning Bolt, Control Water, and Commune with Nature. The first feature is Grasp of the Deep. As a bonus action, you could summon a 10-foot spectral tentacle to attack creatures for 1 minute. The tentacle's attack range is 10 feet, and it will deal either 1d8 cold or lightning damage. The choice is up to you. This damage will increase at level 10, going up from 1d8 to 2d8. Creatures that get attacked by the tentacle will have their speed reduced by 10 feet as well. While the tentacle is active, you can use a bonus action to move it up to 30 feet and make another attack. It doesn't state if the tentacle can be attacked or take damage, so this might just be an immortal tentacle that can maim and kill. It's pretty much a spiritual weapon that can slow your enemies down. You also gain the Scion of the Deep at level 1. Just like the Aberrant Mind's evasive thoughts, you can speak telepathically to creatures that can understand a language. But there are a few differences. The creature must be an aberration, beast, elemental, or monstrosity that has an innate swimming speed, which is a very specific set of conditions. Going by Don John's creature index and only looking up coastal creatures, there's only about 30 of them that can share one of these 4 types. However, some of these don't even have a swimming speed, so there might be less than the original 30. While it is a relatively small number of creatures that you can talk to this way, the range of this feature is 120 feet, which is 4 times as large as both of the Aberrant Mind and Great Old One's telepathy range. The next feature is Fathomless Soul at level 6. Thanks to your aquatic patron, you'll gain 3 benefits. You'll be able to breathe air and water. I'm glad you'll be able to breathe air now, I guess. You'll gain a swimming speed equal to your walking speed, and you'll gain resistance to cold damage. The other level 6 feature is Guardian Grasp. If you or an ally takes damage while within 10 feet of your favorite tentacle, you can use your reaction to have the tentacle interfere with the attack and reduce the damage by half. This can definitely save someone if you do this when someone suffers from a critical hit. Once you perform this reaction, the tentacle will disappear and you'll have to summon it again if you acquire its assistance. Then you'll get Devouring Maw at level 10. As an action, you can summon a translucent maw at a point within 60 feet of you for 1 minute. Any creatures that are stuck in the maw, which has a 10-foot radius, will suffer 3d6 cold or lightning damage and will be restrained. While they are stuck in this maw, you can also gain temporary hit points equal to your Warlock level at the start of your turns. This also comes with a rules tip, stating that you can't stack temporary hit points together, so you'll have to pick which temporary hit point you'll get to keep when you're receiving them. The final feature is Unleash the Depths. You'll gain the ability to call upon your patron for aid. The patron will respond in kind by creating a manifestation plane within 30 feet of you and will perform 1 of 2 actions. The first action is Transport. You and up to 5 creatures will be grabbed by spectral tentacles and yoinked through the manifestation point, taking you to a point of your choosing that is within 100 miles of your previous location, and that you've been to in the last 24 hours. This can be pretty nifty if you need an emergency escape. The second action is Fury. The manifestation point will send out tentacles to attack 5 creatures that are within 30 feet. they'll suffer 6d10 cold or lightning damage, and they'll be knocked prone. Once one of the actions has been fulfilled, the tentacles and the manifestation point will disappear until you regain them again through a long rest. The Lurker is an interesting addition to the Warlock Sugar Daddy list. You can summon a wide range of aspects of your patron to fight alongside you. You'll get some situational features when dealing with creatures and environments of the Lurker, and you'll get tentacles. Lots of tentacles. Only tentacles. Just tentacles. Just tentacles. Just tentacles. There's also a new cantrip that has been added to everyone's spellbooks, and shockingly, it has nothing to do with tentacles. Mind Silver is an enchantment cantrip for sorcerers, wizards, and warlocks. With it, you can attack a creature with a spike of psychic energy, causing 1d6 of psychic damage if they fail the intelligence saving throw. This damage will increase as you level up, going from 1d6 all the way to 4d6 at level 17. A cool bonus to the spell is that if the creature fails the saving throw against this spell and is forced to make any other kind of saving throw, it must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the save. It's a pretty cool cantrip that has a very useful debuff, since most people don't excel at intelligence saving throws, except for spellcasters, and will most likely fail to save against it. I hope we get to see more psychic spells like this in the future. And with that, those were some of the new subclasses and spells from Unearthed Arcana. Let me know in the comments of your thoughts of these subclasses. Are they balanced? What changes would you recommend? Anything like that. Also, let me know of any homebrew you'd like me to go over in the comments below as well. The link to these subclasses can be found in the description below. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to like and subscribe for more homebrew content and tentacles. Till next time, bye.